Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Email me if you're interested in pricing or in sales of this or any Watchbox watch you see anywhere, including our website. Reach out to me directly at tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Patek Philippe launched its 5170J in yellow gold, its first 5170, back in 2010. In 2013, it added this, the 5170G-001, now with a silver dial graced by white gold brigade-style Arabic numerals. It was a more charismatic version of a watch that originally launched with stick indices, Roman numerals, a silver dial, and a yellow gold case, both more contemporary and arguably more handsome. This model helped the 5170 to gain traction amongst watchmaking traditionalists and the dyed-in-the-wool chronograph collector. It is a compact watch in white gold at 39.4 millimeters in diameter, 11.1 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip. We have a 47.4 millimeter span and a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throwing it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see it's a nice compact timepiece, flat enough to easily fit underneath the cuff. It is a dress chronograph, and it'll be suitable for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters in circumference. Taking a quick look at the case band and the hardware and the software, as I like to say, the watch has integrated Calatrava style lugs. They're blended into the case band. The watch has the warmth of white gold, and you can see it's gray gold. It's not the rhodium-plated white gold. This has a little bit of a yellow gold tone to it, and that's what real gray, solid white gold has. So this is white all the way through, and it never needs to be rhodium-plated. You can also see that the strap is gloss, large rectangular scale alligator leather, black. It has folded edge, a monotone stitch, a little bit of bolstering. Patek uses pull tab spring bars. So you pull the tab, you remove the strap, it pops off without tools. And then we have a matching Calatrava cross atop a single fold white gold deployant clasp. Deployant clasps help you guard against dropping your watch while donning or removing at bedside. Now move away from those case band and lug profiles, and you can see that the bezel has a vertical section and then it has a conical section. And altogether minimalist. There aren't too many flourishes outboard on the case. It has a stolid simplicity to it. We have rectangular chronograph pushers, and you note the attention to detail. They're actually satinated on their tops and bottoms, and then they're polished on their sides. Patek Philippe Calatrava cross crown, push down 30 meters water resistant. Silver opaline or matte finish dial with sunken sub-registers, and because this is the caliber 29-535, you can see that the pinions for the sub-registers are slightly below the cannon pinion at center. Outboard, we have a pulsation scale. So the idea here is that you start the chronograph, you feel the patient's pulse, you count to 15 pulses, and when you hit 15, you stop the chronograph. So if I hit 15 right there, we'd be about 127, 130 beats per minute, so that's quite high. That's how the pulsation or doctor's scale works. Now the hands are all white gold. They're blackened for chronograph minutes and chronograph seconds. The watch does have instantaneous jumping chronograph minutes via a little pawl-based jumper on the reverse side on the chronograph bridge, and then the timepiece features those lovely brigade-style white gold Arabic numerals. The timepiece also includes baton-style hands, which are simple and vintage-inspired, and then several concentric scales. We've got the pulsation scale outboard, and then we've got the minutes and seconds, and then inboard of that we have the hours. So there's a nice layering to the dial. Turn it all over, you can see that CH29535. This replaced the old La Manna base in Patek's chronographs, and manual wind chronographs at least I should say, and it's better sized to fit the case back than the old 27. This is the 29, it's bigger. It's a manual wind with a 65-hour power reserve. You can see it has a capped black polished column wheel with a lateral clutch that's fully jeweled. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and it has a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring adjusted in 6 positions. It all pivots on 33 joules. There is hacking or stop seconds, so this watch has all of the toys. And if you're wondering why not a vertical clutch on the flagship Patek chronograph, it's because Patek considers vertical clutches to be simple to make, mass-produced, and less aesthetically pleasing than the lateral clutches. So at Patek Philippe, the most premium chronographs have the lateral clutch, and the most veteran chronograph qualified watchmakers work on the lateral clutch, whereas relatively relatively newer additions to the watchmaking team work on the vertical clutches. The components for the chronograph are all setinated on top and beveled on their edge, and they're made of steel. The bridges and plates are made of rhodium-coated brass, and you can see they have Cote de Genève across their top. All screw heads are black polished with chamfered slots and chamfered circumference. We have mirrored beveling and angulage on the edge, not just of the bridges, but as you can see on the edge of the steel chronograph components. There's engine turning on the base plate, which you can see adjacent to the column wheel and also underneath the balance. All of this is 30 meters water resistant. It is beautifully decorated and has a handsome depth to it. Truth be told, it gives up nothing to Lange in terms of detailing and refusal to compromise. It's just a different aesthetic than German watchmaking. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this 65-hour manual wind in-house chronograph.